Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my review for the long-awaited horror movie, The Green Inferno, and the long-awaited return from Eli Roth, the man that gave us stuff like Cabin Fever and Hostel. This is the guy that makes you squirm and make you go, ooh, he's cutting that body up, oh, there's blood everywhere. That's the kind of horror director that Eli Roth is, and it's been quite a long time since his last film. I think his last one was Hostel Part 2, which I could be wrong, it might have been earlier, but I think that was his last directed film. Hell, he might not even directed that, I could be wrong. But I know one of his last films was quite a long time ago, and since then he's been producing, writing, and starring in a bunch of films, but he hasn't really directed one until now. The Green Inferno, bitches! This movie was delayed for so long. It was originally supposed to come out in like 2013, then 14, and now 15. It almost didn't even get distributed this year, but of course the guys at Blumhouse Pictures, Jason Blum, the guys that release all these horror movies, I'm sure you've seen the Blumhouse logo by now, they decided, you know what, this is bloody. Really bloody. I dig it. And then they put it out in theaters in the same weekend that Hotel Transylvania 2 comes out. So, perfect. So, perfect timing. So, let's talk about this movie I've been really looking forward to. Alright, so The Green Inferno is a very loose remake of Cannibal Holocaust. And I say very loose because there's little things in this movie that are very similar, or actually really the whole story is similar, but there's like scenes in this movie that are very similar to Cannibal Holocaust. Hell, the movie title, The Green Inferno, is actually a movie inside Cannibal Holocaust. There's a movie inside Cannibal Holocaust called The Green Inferno. So straight up right there you can see where the inspiration's coming from. Eli Roth obviously is a big fan of Cannibal Holocaust. You don't even need to have an interview to figure that out. You see any of his past films, you could be like, yeah, this guy probably likes stuff from the 80s that's really gory and really violent. Now, Cannibal Holocaust is a movie I do love because it really does. It's one of those movies you watch and you're like, oh my god, ugh. It's so good when it gets to the practical stuff. But there's also parts I hate, like when they kill the turtle and stuff, and that's actually real, and there was a big controversy about that when it came out in the 80s, and it might have even came out in the late 70s, I could be wrong, but anyway, it was a violent movie, the practical stuff in that movie, and just the way they get under your skin with the violence, it's just, oh, it's so good. It's such a great horror movie that make you just go, oh god, he's cutting off that guy's face, like it makes you squeamish. It does, and even me, I've seen a lot of shit, including The Green Inferno. But anyway, the story here is pretty much the same as Cannibal Holocaust. A bunch of dumb, tree-hugging idiots, mostly white people. Just want to say that because most horror movies is just like a bunch of dumb white people. But not all of them are white, to be fair. Some dumb, other ethnicities. But, did I say ethnicities? Whatever. And they go to a rainforest because they think they could change stuff, because there's people bulldozing like tribal villages and killing tribal or killing whole tribes and stuff, and taking down trees and stuff. So those are the bad guys, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna film them doing this stuff, and they're gonna send it to a whole bunch of places, news sources, and show everybody what's going on here. So at first that actually succeeds. They do a good job. They actually do that. They get on the plane and then they leave, and of course the airplane crashes in the middle of the jungle, and guess what? Oh, what's up, cannibals? The cannibals come, they take these people, whoever survived from the plane crash, and they put them in a cage and they start eating them one by one. And let me just tell you, that's pretty much the story. There's not much else to it. Oh, this movie is very violent, but it doesn't take, I mean, it takes a very long time to get to that. It does. The story itself is very simple, very simple. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen. If you've seen stuff like this before, other cannibal movies where they take a bunch of people in and then they lock them away and they have to figure out a way to escape, you've seen a lot of these tropes. Like, you know, there's going to be a part where someone escapes and actually runs away, and you don't know what happened to them. They might have gotten eaten, they might have escaped, who knows. You know, there's going to be a part where one of the tribal kids actually kind of has a, not a relationship, but like a friendship with one of the characters inside the cage, and they form somewhat of a bond, and that kid's going to help them in, like, later on in the film. There's tropes like that are definitely in this movie. But unlike a lot of other movies I can think of that do that stuff, This movie does violence so well. Really, the first moment where there is a lot of violence is the plane crash, and even that, I'm just like, oh my god. Like, someone can't see because they got like glass in their eyes, and they walk right into the propeller of an airplane, and he goes boom, and he's done. And you get to see the aftermath. I'm like, oh god. Someone gets their head decapitated straight off in the airplane. One of the pilots. And I'm like, oh geez, man. He went into some gory detail. It wasn't like it was a clean cut too. It was like, and there's like chunks everywhere and stuff. It's extremely violent, and it's practical, which I like me some practical. And then later on, someone gets, like, when they actually get captured by this tribe, this cannibal tribe, they start getting cut up. Like, one guy starts getting cut up while he's alive, and he's screaming and stuff, and everybody's watching and stuff, and the camera works all crazy and stuff. It's supposed to really get you, like, squeamish and like, oh my god, like you're supposed to be there watching this happen. And it is very, very, very effective. It is. It's really well done. And the practical effects, even though there's times where you can see there's a little bit of CG added there, here and there, but for the most part, it's all practical, and it's all disgusting and gross. Let me tell you. And what else doesn't really work in this film is the comedy. Now, Eli Roth does this all the time, especially in Cabin Fever, where he adds comedy even when the horror elements are happening. He adds comedy. Like someone just got beheaded and cut up and eaten, and then the next scene someone shits their pants. That's something that happens in the Green Inferno. And for the most part, it doesn't really work, especially in the first half where there's no horror elements, it's just all the comedy. And I might have chuckled here and there, but for the most part, I was just annoyed. I was like, alright, let's get on with it, because the first half is really, really boring. It's really slow. I wish they could have condensed that to like 20 minutes, and then maybe add another 20 minutes of the cannibalism stuff, because when it gets to that, even though it's very violent, it feels like they kind of rushed it with some of the characters, because some characters just like get killed off screen, but you get to see like little remnants of them left, let's just say, or someone just slits their throat and that's it. Yeah, and some people don't even die. Like, what's going on there? Some people don't even die in this movie. I wanted everybody to die, and not all of them die, and that makes me sad. But yeah, like, the comedy doesn't always work. There's a couple moments where it's kind of funny. Like, I did laugh at the part where some guy got cut up and then eaten, and the next scene, like, some girl's like, I need shit, and then she shits everywhere, and everyone's like, oh, and he's like, pfft. And the tribal people are all like, ha ha, and they're doing this and stuff. That made me laugh, but for the most part, the comedy didn't really work that well. But overall, The Green Inferno is a violent, disgusting movie that takes a long time to build up. I would say it keeps that momentum up until maybe the last 10 minutes, and then it starts to slow down. And yeah, it's dumb, it's fun, it's violent, it's ridiculous, and it's worth it if you really do want to see some gory ass shit. And if you've missed Eli Roth from the last few years, then you're really gonna like it, I think. Greg Nicotero, he's the one who did all the makeup and the special effects and stuff, and he did a great job, just like he does with The Walking Dead. So good job with that stuff. The practical stuff is great. The violence, even the tension inside the village, the little tribe village, is like really well done. It's violent, and it's even fun at times, and it makes you squeamish. Like the first time someone gets cut up and eaten, I was like, oh god. So I'm going to give The Green Inferno a 27 out of 40. It's not amazing. It's slow at first, but it gets going, let me tell you. So there you go. The Green Inferno, decent film. Definitely go check it out, especially if you're a big horror fan and if you really like the Cannibal Holocaust. So anyway, there you go. That's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and until next time, goodbye.